Hello, good evening. My name is Sandra Esnam Apeno and I'm here for business. The National Food and Buffer Stock Company will be setting up more slaughterhouses and cold store to support government's Rearing for Food and Jobs initiative. This is to cut down the excessive importation of meats and livestock.
The sole objective of the Rearing for Food and Jobs program is to help increase the production of selected livestock, especially poultry. CEO of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company, Hanan Abdul Wahab, said infrastructure is being set up for meat storage.
We are also pushing ourselves very well. Like you remember, the Honourable Minister has said buffer stock is still in the stage of restructuring. So we are actually going to, it's not just about the food crops, also looking at the animals where we can strategically put in place all the necessary structures to be able to, preserve this protein, supply them alongside with the grains to the second cycle institutions, the lower primary, that's the school feeding program, government hospitals, prisons, Ghana Police Service, Ghana Armed Forces, community development schools, and to the general public.
Meanwhile, the Food and Agriculture Ministry has hinted of ongoing rehabilitation of 4 fodder banks of 250 hectares each at Kwewu Afram Plains North and South District, with one at Wawasi nearing completion. This is to serve as a pilot grazing reserve to support the Rearing for Food and Jobs initiative.
All right, so the whole of this evening we've been talking about the ban on small-scale mining, which has been lifted, but some small-scale miners have welcomed government's decision to lift the ban after almost 2 years of the operation. Speaking to my colleague Ebenezer Sabote, they were optimistic the move will promote sustainable mining.
After an almost 2-year ban on small-scale mining in the country, the ban has been lifted with just a few vetted small-scale miners allowed in. Those who have been allowed to mine will have to partner with locals. The Interministerial Committee has warned whoever flouts the regulation will face the consequences. It is expected that other small-scale miners who are vetted will be brought on stream along the line.
So any policy that will come to push and make the industry more formalized, the Association of Small-Scale Miners is always in support of that.
It's because we are happy, we are sad at the same time, and the reason why we are sad is we have lost our investment. We've lost some comrades along the way, of which we hope that they should have been here to celebrate with us. We are happy because it is also a new chapter for mining, and in line with the objectives of the association, as it was very much well espoused by our General Secretary during his presentation.
Those vetted will go back to work on Monday, but the only worry is that we've lost a lot of investments now. So the startup capital too is a bit of a problem for most of our miners, our members.
We are satisfied with the policy, but what we will say is that though it has taken very long, but we are okay, we are happy, because that is what we were looking up for. So once they have now lifted the ban for us, we are happy. Why not? Because we've stayed home for over 20 months.
Chairman of the Interministerial Committee, Professor Frimpong Boateng, says the lifting of the ban is necessary.
I think it's a good day for all of us, and we hope that they will take advantage of all that the President has done to sanitize the situation. First of all, miners have been trained. We spend money to train thousands of miners, and they've been vetted. Those who want to quit mining have been given a chance to join alternative livelihood programs. And those who still want to persevere, but they haven't got the money to acquire concessions, are being organized so that every district, very small-scale miners will have the opportunity to come together as a cooperative so that they can work sustainably.
All small-scale miners have been advised to engage with the committee on matters of concern as it continues with the aim of achieving sustainable mining.
To other stories now, and what is becoming a disturbingly common occurrence, the Bitcoin price on Friday set yet another fresh yearly low, sinking below the $3,200 mark for the first time in 2018. The development has raised concerns as to whether the cryptocurrency can stand the test of time and what becomes of investors. Well, Bitcoin traders in Ghana, the Minister of Communications, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, is saying that government will not bail out any of such investors since there are no laws regulating the currency.
I think we need to listen to the Bank of Ghana when it issues its alerts. Bitcoins and virtual currencies are unregulated, and so you engage in those transactions at your own risk. Please don't call on the government to bail you out if that venture goes wrong. When those alerts come, it is because they are operating in the gray space, the dark net. They're doing all kinds of things which are beyond the reach of the regulators and beyond the protective mechanisms of our legislative framework. So yes, what can we do using technology to protect you? Currently, I'm sad to say, not much. We all have to be wise. There are lots and use our common sense. It is not everybody who promises phenomenal profits who is genuine. And even that should put you on your guard. It may take a longer time to get rich, but your money will be secure. If you gamble, you stand a risk of making fantastic profits, or you stand the risk of losing your investment. That's an individual choice, and so we need to be wise.
This weekend on the Executive Lounge, government is being urged to consider the ease of transportation in order to improve tourism in the country. According to Chef Ruby Pencil, promoting tourism of Ghana through cookery arts is important. Chef Ruby Pencil is our guest on the Executive Lounge this weekend.
We say tourism like people should come here. But we Ghanaians are here, and sometimes it's even more difficult to be able to travel interstates. You know, we are on the buses all the time. The planes are literally just go to a certain cities and town. I think if the transportation can be better, people can really get to know. It is a small country. It is very green. It is very beautiful. But you want to get to places quicker and faster. And I think if we can have that infrastructure, where the road systems are better. The train, I mean, sometimes you're in Accra, you want to go to Kumasi. I don't want to go and sit on the bus for 6 hours. Whereas if a train was there, maybe it would have been 2 hours and it would have been shorter and it'd be fantastic. You know, where in the world, the other places, there's no train. When people are on undergrounds now, and we then have to be all clogged up on this Kumasi to Accra road, full of accidents and stuff, is because there's too much pressure on the road. That's what makes things like that happen. So for me, I'll start with in-house to make sure that definitely the road system and the transportation links are better for us. And most definitely a lot more CCTV cameras on the road and more policing on the road as well. So that to me would be the first thing.
So catch the full episode of The Best Minds on Executive Lounge this Saturday at 6 p.m. on the Joy News channel and Multi TV, and also on channel 421 on DSTV with a repeat broadcast on Sunday at 8 p.m. That's all for business with me, Sandra Afeno. But for more news, do log on to myjoyline.com/business for more business updates. Have a great weekend, enjoy it, and thanks so much for watching.